I am a trans, non-binary individual. My name is Shane. That's the name that I prefer going by. Like, that's from high school.
He was a victim of LGBTIQ bullying in school, somewhere that is supposed to be a safe space for all students, where they can enjoy learning and spending time with their peers. For some kids, going to school is a real nightmare.
I grew up going to international schools, but in a very conservative environment. Think about like 1990s, from like 1995 all the way down to like 2005. It was a really, really tough time with like physical bullying and verbal bullying in schools. So I was always like a weird kid. I never really fit in. I was the tomboyish kind. I think that put me at a higher risk of being bullied by my peers, which is what happened.
During his childhood, Shane moved schools quite a few times, but wherever he went, he always got bullied. Most of the classmates who bullied him were girls. School was a place where he never felt like he belonged or safe. Over a period of 10 years, he just never lived happily with his body and identity. He couldn't be himself.
So I think like in high school, not high school per se, but like more like middle school, I was maybe 11, 12. I got a lot of like homophobic slurs. So things like, I don't know if I can say it out loud, but like things like faggot or like dyke or like tranny, I had to hear that a lot. Even with like my other peers. So like, but it's not just that though. It's like even online after going home, we had to hear a lot of that. So things like, why are you so gay? Why is this so gay? Like, using gay as a negative connotation in our verbiage and in our language, and that really affects a queer kid like me growing up.
Being victims of bullying in school every day, what they thought about was survival. It took a lot of energy and capacity by them. Consequently, their academic performance dropped. Some probably skipped school, or in the worst cases, they decided to take their own lives. Shane was suicidal as well. We asked him whether he sought help by reporting the incidents to his teachers.
I did think about it, but I was really worried that it was going to get worse. That like in retaliation, that they would, make bullying even worse for me. Like I've been beaten up. I've been pushed into walls and lockers, and I've been, I just didn't want that to accelerate in a position where there was no return. I was already really dealing very heavily with my own mental health. I was a suicidal child. I was self-harming, and I just didn't think that there was any escape from that. And even if I told teachers, or if I told supervisors, or if I told like anyone about it, would they believe me? Or would they just dismiss me as a problem child?
His negative experiences in schools severely affected his life, and the trauma is long-lasting. He has a lot of anxiety from being bullied as a young person, as well as a mental health condition called PTSD, which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder.
Like there are certain things like coping mechanisms that I still use today that would not have been a thing if I wasn't bullied in school. So things like I am sometimes afraid of speaking up for myself, or sometimes I'm afraid of, communicating. And these wouldn't be a thing if I wasn't, if all the experiences that I face in school, or like if I wasn't made to feel unsafe.
Nothing lasts forever, including bullying at school. Eventually, Shane survived the bullying. He told us how he managed to get through that ordeal.
So when I was growing up, I really followed this this organization and this movement called It Gets Better, which is essentially a movement that teaches and tells young people that this bullying and this like pain is only temporary, and it's been my motto this entire time that it does get better, that like eventually it will get better, and eventually I will find love and I will be loved by the people that are around me.
Shane believes that bullying in school is very preventable, but a strong anti-bullying policy needs to be created and enforced in a uniform manner, so no student gets left behind, no matter what happens. Jirapha Bunyatat, reporting for Thai PBS World.